तथा विदेशमा आर्जन गर्ने शिक्षाको सम्पूर्ण खर्चको जिम्मेवारी लिन्छ IME लाइफ इन्स्योरेन्सले।
IME लाइफ बालकिरण जीवन बीमा योजना डिग्री
स्वदेश तथा विदेशमा आर्जन गर्ने शिक्षाको सम्पूर्ण खर्चको जिम्मेवारी लिन्छ IME लाइफ इन्स्योरेन्सले।
IME लाइफ बालकिरण जीवन बीमा योजना डिग्री यदि कार्पेट के अंदर का यदि को लोगों को शिक्षा
सही खोजो स्वदेश तथा विदेशमा आर्जन गर्ने शिक्षाको सम्पूर्ण खर्चको जिम्मेवारी लिन्छ IME लाइफ इन्स्योरेन्सले।
बालकिरण जीवन बीमा योजना डिग्री लक्ष्य अनेक यदि कार्पेट के अंदर यदि को लोगों को शिक्षा
सही खोजो स्वदेश तथा विदेशमा आर्जन गर्ने शिक्षाको सम्पूर्ण खर्चको जिम्मेवारी लिन्छ IME लाइफ इन्स्योरेन्सले। 20% एक्स्ट्रा तौलसँगै रु 50 मा बजारमा सर्वत्र उपलब्ध छ। कच्चपको पिरो कपाल पिरो छ।
हरेक निर्माणको धड्कन युनाइटेड सिमेन्ट्स।
Roach, you won the toss. What are you going to do and why, please?
We'll bat first because looking at the wicket, I don't think it will change much. So we will bat first and put a good score and put pressure on the opponent team.
Tell us about this rivalry. It's one that's really captured the imagination of the fans, the El Clasico. Lots of people talking about it. I think over the entire history, you've both won 5 matches apiece in T20Is. It shows how closely fought it should be today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way UAE have been playing cricket for the last couple of years and the way we have been playing cricket for the last couple of years, I think both the teams are equally balanced, equally strong. So yeah, it would be a good competition today. And as you mentioned, that 5-5 is all. So today is a final. It looks like a final, and we'll play like that.
How much do you place on today's match in terms of World Cup qualification? Does it feel like if you win today, you're almost kind of one step closer to that play into India?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at the tournament and the team UAE, UAE is one of the best teams in this tournament, and winning today's game will obviously give us a chance closer to India.
Okay, final question. Any changes to your starting 11?
No, we do not have any changes. We are playing with the same team.
Consistency in a World Cup, man. Thanks, Rowan. Okay. Nepal winning this. But you had a very good 2024 and you've got a great record here in Muscat in particular. Is that something that fills your side full of confidence? You love playing against Nepal?
Yeah, we are confident and we are well prepared for this tournament also. And past is past. You know, we are always enjoying the game against Nepal. So inshallah today also we will play the better cricket.
Okay, final question for you. Any changes to your starting 11, ma'am?
Yeah, we are going with the 2 changes. Simranjeet and Irfan is down, and Zahid and Fiji is playing.
Okay, mate, best of luck. Good to see you always. That's going to wrap it up from out here in the middle. Rowan Paudel, the captain of Nepal in this Associate El Clasico. He's won the toss and Nepal will bat first.
Well, the news from the center is Nepal, they've won the toss and they're batting first. But is unchanged for Nepal. The 2 openers, Gurtel and Asif Sheikh. Number 3, Rohit Paudel, Sundeep Zora. Kushal Malla, yet to perform in this tournament. Dipal Singhari, we all know how quick he is. Gulshan Jha, Sompal Kami, Nandan Yadav, Sandeep Lamichhani and Lalit Narayan Rajbanshi. Playing 11. And for UAE, he had 2 changes from the last game. Simranjeet Singh and Mohammad Arfan are out. Comes in the debutant in T20I, Jonathan Figgy and Haider Ali. The 2 changes for UAE. Mohammad Wasim is in very good nick. He scored 84 in the last game, in the league game against Malaysia. A very tough looking side, UAE. This is the points table of the Super Sixes. Oman at the top with 4 points, carrying 2 points from the league stages. Nepal in the second, and UAE at third. I'd like to invite my co-commentator Andrew Leonard here in the commentary box. Good afternoon, Lenny.
Good afternoon, Paresh. Great to be with you, mate. And, well, an Associate Classico day is always a good day. Very, very rarely have a one-sided contest between these two sides, and whoever wins this one will be really confident of taking one of the 3 qualification spots for next year's ICC Men's T20 World Cup. For the UAE, it would be a return to the T20 World Cup. For Nepal, it would be back-to-back. Oman, the hosts, are sitting pretty. Good victory for them this morning over Qatar. Did work with the bats, having to bat first on the second ground here. They've had a really good start to their tournament. The final preparations are underway. Just missed the anthems there in the background. Not as many fans as we had on Friday, or indeed for the evening game earlier in the tournament for Nepal. Problem is, it's a Sunday, and that is the first day of the working week here in the beautiful Sultanate of Oman, and also with it being an afternoon start, it's difficult for fans to be able to get up and out. So we do have a couple of diehards, but probably only 20 or 30 at the moment. Let's hope that the number begins to swell, as a few people might be able to get some half days off work. Kushal Patel and Asif Sheikh will open the batting, as they always do. Nepal, well, they've got a lot of talent on the bench. They've chosen to stick with the same 11 right the way throughout this tournament. Maybe a bit of a surprise, though. Karen KC, not even once. Arif Sheikh, maybe a bit more of an ODI player. Lokesh Bam has not had a huge number of opportunities, as 2 umpires give each other a nice pat on the back and a bit of support in the way. Rashid Riaz of Pakistan and the great man Mukul from Bangladesh. Great to see those 2 there. Rashid Riaz, of course, remember, he umpired the final between Nepal and Oman 2 years ago in the Asia qualifier. And maybe the lack of Mohammad Adil Alam as well, a surprise, given how good he was against the West Indies. Stuart Law has just identified his best 11. He's sticking with it and backing them.
Because Nepal winning the 2 games in the league stages with the same team, that is why it's unchanged. Kulsun Jah scoring 20 of 5 against Kuwait, and against Japan, taking 2 wickets, vital wickets of the captain of Japan, Fleming.
It's a bit like 2 cornered tigers or cage tigers, Imran Khan's favourite expression from the 92 World Cup, the cornered tigers. They're just raring to go and get out there, but they're being held before the official time of 2:30 p.m, which is our start time. We're just approaching that 1 minute right now. Very welcome along to the coverage, live and free around the world on ICC TV India. Welcome to the coverage on Fancode, and it's up on Kantapur Max TV HD as well up in Nepal. So great to have you all with us. Should be a cracking contest. Very hard to know who's going to win it, Paresh. There's plenty of different statistical pointers depending upon which way you want to look. But maybe the greatest indicator of them all is that they've played 10 T20Is against each other, and both sides have won 5. That's how tightly fought this is.
That is what Rohit Bodal said at the toss. It's kind of a final for them. It is 5 apiece in the 10 T20Is they have played against each other. It's going to be Junaid Siddique to start the proceedings for UAE. Kushal Patel is going to take the strike, as he always does. Will be a cracker of a game. UAE and Nepal always has been, since UAE and Nepal got the full member of the ACC, Asian Cricket Council.
साथीहरु लाइक गर्नु होला है, लाइक गर्नु होला, सबै
Big
सबैले
day for
सेयर
Jonathan
गर्नु होला
Fick.
है.
Great story. We'll talk about more about his second innings. 5 years since his last UAE appearance. There's so many good options in terms of different cricketers. We've spoken plenty the other day, Paresh, didn't we, in UAE's game about the UAE players that aren't here. Ayan Khan, Variti Aravind et al. We're all set for play. Junaid Siddique has the new ball in his hand. And he starts with a wide down the leg side. Him and Mohammad Rohid, with their pace on what looks like a fresh pitch that's been laid out by the head groundsman, Anoop here, does mean we have a slightly shorter leg side boundary, only fractionally from that far end of the pavilion, or the Oman LNG end of the ground. They're going to be key. They're 8 overs alongside Hyder Ali's 4, maybe the 12 most critical overs of this first innings.
Junaid Siddique and Mohammad Rohit, the two opening bowlers for UAE, they will have to have a good start.
Bit of movement, a nice bit of shape from Siddique. Yeah, we spoke the other day, didn't we? These two, well, the star attractions of that ILT20 auction took place 10 days ago. $310,000 in player salary between them, 170 and 140,000 respectively. Two very talented bowlers.
Very talented, and Junaid Siddique, very experienced as well, has been playing for UAE for quite a long time.
One slip in place, that's Alishan Sharafu. Oh, and again, a bit of movement. Bertel does well to deal with that, guides it down to deep third. Is it fair to say, purely in terms of well, I suppose, international pedigree, I'm not saying that Zahid Ali doesn't have lots of potential, and of course, I'm so impressed by the start from Hyder Ali, and also Dhruv Parashar has potential, but those 12 overs, we've seen Hyder Ali's been brilliant from the time he's come into international cricket, so much so there is no Ayan Afzal Khan in the squad, and he's keeping Simranjeet Singh out of the 11 today. But it's almost as though they need to target that sort of 4th, 5th, 6th bowler combination today, Nepal, potentially.
That's the three bowlers that you mentioned, the 12 overs that they're going to bowl. That's guided down to third man for a single. And talking about those three bowlers, Mohammad Rohit, Junaid Siddique, and Hyder Ali, the left-arm orthodox. He's a very good bowler, very good action as well.
Bowls good pace too, doesn't he?
ल साथीहरु कमेन्ट गर्नु होला कमेन्ट कसले जित्छ है होला कसले जित्छ भन्नु होला है कसले जित्छ हाम्रो चाहिँ यो नेपालको र युएको खेल कसले जित्छ है गेम कसले जित्छ
Nepal fans starting to make some noise here at the ground.
सबै शेयर गर्नु होला है साथीहरुलाई बोलाउनु होला है शेयर गर्नु होला है
He's fast, he's fearsome, he can get a bit emotional, occasionally probably pushing the envelope in terms of his aggression, but he is a fantastic asset for any team, let alone any associate side, and has been well right at the peak of his powers in the last couple of seasons.
He's been very good for UAE. He bowls that outswingers back of the length and gets the ball dart in. Right-hander as well.
Guided away. It's a good stroke, and it will race to the rope. Follows the shape of Junaid Siddique and just extends the arms. Kushal Bertel has found a good patch of form in recent times. That's the first boundary, and it races to the rope.
He didn't try to hit the ball hard, just timed it behind on the offside. The first boundary for Bertel and for Nepal. A decent start in the first over, 7 for no loss.
You were commenting to me, Paresh, that it looks like there's a little bit less grass on this surface than some of the ones we've seen so far.
Yes, there's not much of a grass covering on the top. We saw that on the first 3 days of the league stages.
Haven't seen particularly high scores throughout the competition, have we? I think the 160s, 170s being sort of the pinnacle or the peak of it all. 7 for none after 1. Has that surprised you, or it's just, I suppose, a byproduct of the volume of cricket played here and also
Laksha Anek Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
सही खोजौ शुद्ध रोजौ मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चपको पिरो फुटबल पिरो छ
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
A deep third man and a deep square leg, the two fielders outside the 30-yard circle in the power play. The captain is always close to the bowler, Mohammad Wazeem, encouraging the bowlers each and every ball.
again talk about the depth of Emirati cricketers, no Jawadullah in this squad. Mohammad Rohid is very much taken over as Sheikh wants the single, goes quickly. Yeah, and should get home comfortably enough. Few concerns in Nepal's batting order. Kushal Malla has a lack of runs. Rohit Paudal's got a couple of starts. They've relied pretty heavily on Gulshan Jah, haven't they, to kind of come in and rescue things in both matches thus far.
This is a very good opportunity for Rohit Paudal and Kushal Malla to come out and score runs against a good bowling attack. They have that capability to do so. We still remember that game in the ACC Premier Cup final where Gulshan Jah scored unbeaten 50 to go to the Asia Cup against UAE.
He's got a big fondness for playing on big occasions. Right on the money is Rohid. What would Nepal want from this power play? Is it as much about wickets as runs potentially today with the fact they're facing probably the two premier bowlers here?
They should at least try to get above 40 without losing a wicket. To do that, you need boundaries every over and just don't take any risk.
Two fielders outside the circle, quite a wide deep third and deep backward square. There's that one. Well, no contact made. A bit of a nothing shot, just looking to fish at it, and with a slip in play, that is the risk you're asking for Nepal not to take. There's the deep third fielder right in front of the pavilion, quite wide, and deep backward square.
The ball just jumped on Kushal Bhurtel this time around. The ball angling away from the right-hander. The last ball, the ball was coming in to the right-hander. Good mix by Mohammad Rohid.
Innovation now, and gets it around the corner and gets it a long way. May well go all the way. Bhurtel, well, not sure he'd have played that shot 2 or 3 months ago, but he's found his form. He's got his swagger back, and with just a flick of the wrist around the corner, gets the first maximum.
It was outside the off stump. Went towards the off stump, outside the off stump, and just rammed that ball down to fine leg for a 6. Good connection as well.
Because of the fact he plays so aggressively, particularly compared to Asif Sheikh, who has a different style, he's so important, isn't he, in this format for Nepal up at the top of the order. And that one shot has immediately brought about a change in the field. The slip comes out. He goes in and reinforces the offside field. Very impressed by Mohammad Wasim's progression in his captaincy. I don't think the role sat particularly comfortably with him when he first took it on, but he's worked so hard in his fitness. He's so strong and agile now and athletic. The quality of his batting has always been there, but he's added good tactical nous, and yeah, he'll be one to keep an eye on in the field as always.
He's also very quick through the turf. Mohammad Wasim, very good fielder, good catcher as well.
Top ball to close out the second over. It's 15 for none.
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
पुस्तो पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने, जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ KFC।
It's like an immediate change of bowling. Maybe a surprise this. Junaid Sadiq could be having a change of ends. There's the Nepal fans. A few of them have found an afternoon off work. And they will make plenty of noise as always. So Zahid Ali will come into the attack very early in his international career. He starts right on the money. Do you think this will be a change of ends for Sadiq, or what's happening here?
I think that is what Mohammad Wasim is trying to do, get Sadiq from the media box end. There's a breeze coming across the field.
Yeah, very strong breeze. So that should have been aiding Sadiq's outswingers from that Oman LNG end, the pavilion end of the ground. So it might be a surprise if it's a change of ends, maybe just holding back 3 overs of what Mohamed Wasim will know is his trump card, his trump assets. Yeah, for Nepal, they probably haven't put in close to a complete batting performance yet. They were in trouble for much of the innings as the diving stop won't prevent the single at backward point. That's Dhruv Parashar there. Against Kuwait, well, probably 15, 16 overs of the game, they're in real trouble. That 19th over got them out of it. And then even against Japan, they had a wobble and ended up 5 wickets down.
Nepal's batting yet to click. The first game when Kushal Purtal scored 60-odd runs, and the game-changing over. 27 runs coming off the 19th over against Kuwait.
That was the winning of the contest, really, wasn't it? Asif Sheikh will feel as though he's missed out there because it was probably the wrong line, but all he could do was hit it straight to Junaid Siddique, who's in the circle.
Either side of Siddique, that was a boundary. Sheikh, but hit it straight to Junaid Siddique.
Yeah, they're always a little nervy, these early skirmishes or these early encounters between the two sides, almost like two prize fighters, aren't they, in a ring, just sensing each other out. No one wanting to throw big punches yet, just having a look. Both of these sides, they also know each other very well. Cut away to the rope. It's a good shot from Bertel. He's so important for Nepal here. And a bit of frustration from Zahid Ali. He feels as though the fielder should have stopped it, but it was short and it was wide and it got the treatment it deserved.
Gave a little bit of room and cut that away behind square on the offside. There was a diving effort by the fielder there, but couldn't stop the ball. Just on top of the bounce.
फलो गर्नु होला है, फलो गर्नु होला, साथीहरु गर्नु होला है, सबै साथीहरु होला, फलो गर्नु होला है, सबै साथीहरु लाइक कमेन्ट गर्नु होला है. माथि लाइन गर्नु होला, लाइक गर्नु न, यस्तोले देखिरहेको छु मैले, यसो लाइक देखाउनु न.
Such an important cog in the wheel for Nepal's batting in this format. Guides it away again, just be a single this time. He's looked a completely sort of changed cricketer, isn't he? His batting, he couldn't get runs at all last year, and he's turned it around big time in the last 2 or 3 months.
The last game against West Indies, when he batted so well, he scored 39. That is the game when he started to click. And again, in the first game against Kuwait, got 60-odd runs. Even against Japan, 20 of 20. He started off well in this innings.
Now Asif Sheikh goes into the leg side. Oh, it could have gone to the man, but falls about probably 5 or 10 yards shy of Harshit Kaushik out there, who's one of the other left-arm spin options in the team. It will be an 8-run first over, so Nepal will be pleased enough with their start. They're 23 for none.
हाम्रो चाहिँ नेपालले जित्ने भन्छ है, नेपालले जित्ने भन्छ है. ल भन्नु है, कोले भन्नुहुन्छ नेपालले जिताउँछ हुँदैन होला है. कमेन्ट गर्नु होला है, कमेन्ट गर्नु.
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चपको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ.
कजर हुन्छ लाइक गर्नु होला है, कजर हुन्छ लाइक गर्नु होला है.
ई सेवा लाइफ केयरले दिनेछ.
That's how big a presence he is in the
कजर
contest.
हुन्छ लाइक गर्नु होला, कमेन्ट गर्नु होला है, लाइक नि गर्नु होला है.
But his run scoring record, particularly here at this ground, I think between the two venues, Jatinder Singh's just gone back past him in terms of the leading run scorer in T20Is. But at this main oval here, he's got 2 centuries already. He's the leading run scorer in T20I history. As we'll see spin for the first time. And how will the pitch react to the slower bowlers? Highly impressive Hyder Ali will come in. Got a lovely action. He's kept Simranjeet Singh out of the 11, which was the other way around for UAE's first game of the series against Qatar. I believe he missed out in that first game. And these will be 4 important overs. Immediately causes problems. You sense that Nepal probably have a bit more depth and flexibility to their bowling lineup compared to the UAE.
Nepal, they have 9 options in bowling, apart from Asif and Sundip Zora. All the rest of the 9 players can come and bowl anytime.
Yeah, and all of them haven't they, at various points? Yeah, a few problems immediately. Pace comes off the ball. Just wonder, was it a misread of the surface from both sides in some ways? Nepal have that flexibility in their bowling lineup, but UAE went with the extra seamers. They've gone with those 3 out-and-out seamers. I suppose Harshit Kaushik gives them the flexibility to maybe bowl a few more overs of spin. But they only have 8 frontline overs of spin on a surface that looks like it's going to help. Sheikh goes over the top and gets a good piece. 1 bounce, 4, exploits those fielding restrictions. Had to take a risk, but gets a boundary.
Gives himself room inside out over cover fielder. Played it on the up. The fielders in the offside, all of them are inside the 30-yard circle. Only the fielders in the boundary line are deep square leg and long off.
And that's why it's a really good option to just give yourself that bit of room outside the leg stump. There is risk involved. You're exposing your stumps to the bowler, you're giving him a chance to find the wickets. But as a consequence, he's got to dart that into the leg stump. Good batting from Sheikh, follows up the boundary with a single. Do you think Nepal will have been confident coming into today that it's a strange stat that they've never beaten the UAE here? I think they might have lost 2 or 3 games to them here in this venue.
In the ACC Premier Cup T20I, they lost to UAE in the semi-finals, the Asia Cup qualifiers.
सबै साथीहरुले शेयर गर्नु होला है क्वालिटी चाहिँ हाम्रो
It's a decent start for Nepal, 28 for no-loss in the 4th.
This is impacted outside the line, so only a stifle appeal, but a good start from Ali despite that boundary. 5 runs come from his first, 28 for none.
हाई भन्नुभएको छ है साथीहरुले सबैले कमेन्ट गर्नु होला साथी बन्नु होला फलो गर्नु होला सबैलाई है फलो गर्नु होला है ओ धन्यवाद है हजुरहरुलाई धन्यवाद धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद लाइक गर्नु होला कति जना साथीहरु हुन्छ लाइक गर्नु होला फलो गर्नु होला है ओके भन्नुहुन्छ ल काकालाई हेर्नुभएको यसो मलाई भन्नु कमेन्ट गर्नु होला है हाम्रो
Sadiq that was going to have a change of ends. Instead, it's going to be Mohammad Rohid.
हाम्रो नेपाली चाहिँ कलेज चाहिँ यसो हजुरले भन्नु होला है
Sadiq took off his hat and gave it to the umpire. Mohammad Wasim decided to go with Mohammad Rohid.
Yeah, he always wants to bowl, doesn't he? We often talk about the names not here.
आज यो गेम जित्दैन हाम्रोले जित्छ भन्ने मैले भएको छ है जित्छ भनेर हजुरहरुलाई पनि देखाएको छु मैले है
Well bowled by Rohid. You think about the Nepal side, that this is without looking, but I suspect the 11 that is playing today isn't that dissimilar to the 11 that beat the UAE 2 years ago. Whereas
हजुरहरुले तारा हाल्न सक्नुहुन्छ है तारा हाल्न सक्नुहुन्छ है हजुरहरुले है
the UAE side were probably 5 of the same 11, if that.
Yeah, Mohammad Wasim, Junaid Siddiq, Alishan Sharaf, who was also probably the...
Might only be 3 or 4. Oh, that's a glorious shot. Gives himself the room and exploits the offside again. A lovely shuffle from Asif Sheikh and a full flourish and extension of the arms. 4 more.
You can see the elegance of Asif Sheikh. Just puts his front leg away from the stumps and played it on the up in between the fielders of mid-off and extra cover. It's a decent start for Nepal, 32, without a wicket in the 5th over.
Goes again and gets a good piece again. This is outstanding batting. These two have assessed the conditions and, well, it's going to fly all the way. Monstrous hits. And just a little bit of width on offer, and maybe it should have been Sadiq bowling this one rather than Mohammad Rohid.
It's very difficult to say which one was better. The first one was played it on the up. The second one also played it on the up. The result, 2 runs more, a 6. Back-to-back boundaries, a 4 and a 6 for Asif Sheikh. Nepal moving along very nicely.
Yeah, maybe the first time that Nepal have started brightly. They've had a few inauspicious starts, a few difficult starts, but they've dominated this power play.
सबै साथीहरु हुनुहुन्छ 14 जना साथी हुनुहुन्छ 14 जना लाइक गर्नु होला है
Our
लाइक
wicket
गर्नु
list
होला है
is a real boost and bonus alongside that run rate. Dash a quick single. That's good batting, isn't it? Gets one bad ball, one really good shot, and then follows it up with a single. So just looking back now with the information in front of us, I think for Nepal it's 8 of the same 11. No Bibek Yadav, we wish him well in his recovery. No Karen KC, but he's in the squad, and no Abanesh Bahara, who for the moment isn't in the mix, the death bowling specialist. 2 years on, 8 of the same 11, 9 in the squad. For the UAE, it's a completely different picture. The only players retained, Mohammad Wasim, Alassane Sharafu, and Junaid Sadiq, 3 of the 11. And that's actually 3 of the 11 in the squad, because Khalid Shah, the left-hander, not here, Verti Aravind not here, Asif Khan not here, Ali Nazir, probably most surprisingly, have missed a 4th. Basil Hamid was playing, so there is a 4th. Ayan Afzal Khan not in the squad, no Nalash Keshwani, and also no Zahor Khan, who I don't think he's officially retired, but the 36-year-old hasn't been in the mix for a little bit, despite playing over 100 times for his country. End of the 5th, 40 for none. Big turnover, isn't there, in terms of the playing?
Lakshanic Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
सही खोजौ शुद्ध रोजौ मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चपको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
आयामी लाइफ बालकिरण जीवन बीमा
Panchakanya bathwear, luxury made affordable.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला यति.
But there are a few selections there that, Veriti Aravind was the top scorer that day. He made 64 of 51. I think the world of Ali Nazir as a cricketer. We know what Asif Khan can do. He was doing it a month ago against Pakistan and Bangladesh in the Tri-Series. Ayan Afzal Khan's probably the big surprise for me. Not just his bowling, but his batting and his fielding as well. Nalash Keshwani probably been pushed out by Haider Ali, fair enough, and Zahor Khan maybe a little older. But yeah, so I guess it would be a very difficult squad and 11 to pick each time for the UAE, and that as a consequence makes it a bit more difficult to have that consistency. Nepal have probably much more familiarity with the playing group that are there or thereabouts. Now this goes into the pad. It looks pretty good. No, says the umpire. Now what's this missing? Was it just angling down a bit of height, Paresh?
Might be slipping down the leg side.
Oh, that looked really close, didn't it? Where Rashid Riaz was unmoved. Maybe height and the bounce a factor. Haider Ali was convinced. Bertel, a little lucky to get away with that one. How often do we see that just after a chance? A little bit of punishment. Won't be the boundary that it could have been. Good diving stop keeps it to a single.
This is turning out to be a very good over by Haider Ali. 3 dot balls in the first 3 balls and a single. This is, mind you, the last over of the power play.
Yeah, that's where the change of approach will have to come. Wonder will Stuart Law be having to think about his work with Rohit Powell? It's been a little while since we've seen such a stable start at the top. Beautiful, really elegantly played. Great execution of a difficult stroke from Asif Sheikh. Will get a boundary, just one bounce and races for 4.
Classy shot by Asif Sheikh. Again, inside out, hitting it wide off, long off. these shots are pretty hard to play.
He's hit 3 beautiful boundaries now, isn't he? 2 off Rohid and that one off Ali. For me, was the pick of the bunch. Never tried to overhit, held his shape. And because you're in essence forcing against your body weight there, it's a very difficult shot to play. Can't beat the infield this time though, so misses out a little bit. Well, you wanted 40 odd for none, Paresh. It's what you've got. 45 for none the score after 6.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल MIT, an internationally recognized degree, Bagh Bazaar, Kathmandu. प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड Panchukanya 500 XT, 550 XT.
Panchukanya giving a room to the left arm orthodox and hitting him over extra cover.
So now it will be Junaid Sadiq, maybe a recognition of the misstep from the captain, Mohammad Wasim. He'll go with his premier bowler now in the 7th. The exception of that LBW appeal, no real chances for the UAE, and Nepal have started to find their batting groove. Not really the case in the first 2 games.
Kushal Bhurtel very cautious. Asif Sheikh, the elegance that he has, very good shots over extra cover, giving himself room. The 6th that he hit of Mohammad Rohid, excellent shot.
Schedule is a tough one, isn't it, Paresh? All of these sides at some points will have to play multiple games in multiple days, or consecutive days, if you will. The 3 highest ranked seeds, Nepal, the UAE and Oman, had the benefit of not having to do that during the initial group stages, but now in the Super Sixes, all 3 of them will have to do it today and tomorrow. So they're kind of getting a taste of the medicine of the other sides. So tomorrow we will see just the 2 games in action, no morning match. Oman versus UAE at 2:30 p.m. and then it'll be you and I for Nepal versus Qatar, Paresh, at 7 p.m. Qatar have looked like a threatening side, haven't they, throughout this competition?
They were at a good stage while playing against Oman in the other ground. They were chasing 170 odd. They were 74 for 2 in the 9th over.
Probably just let Oman get a few too many runs, didn't they? Sort of 155, 160 you felt would have been very much within their compass, but they came up about 20 runs short at the end of this over. That one's driven and Bertel still wants the single. Junaid Sadiq not happy. He has a bit of that white line fever, doesn't he, when he gets out to the playing surface. I'm not sure what the mid-off fielder could have done here.
Hit it straight by Kushal Bhurtel.
Really not shot as the captain as well. What would Mohammad Wasim have done to prevent that single?
Nothing.
Oh, you have to love it. Doesn't matter who the player is, even the captain. What are you doing, Wasim?
सबै साथीहरुले शेयर गर्नु होला लेख्नु होला है
The top 3
कमेन्ट
sides
गर्नु
will
होला है
qualify for
सबै
next year
साथीहरुले
in
कमेन्ट
India
गरिदिनु
and
होला है
Sri Lanka.
शेयर पनि गरिदिनु होला अनि
Definitely
फलो
a
गर्नु
little bit
होला
of
है
extra
सबै
spice in
साथीहरुले
this
फलो
match,
गर्नु
just
होला
given
है
the big rivalry between these 2 teams, but also the fact that it was Nepal that beat the UAE in the semi-final last time round to knock the UAE out of contention for USA and the West Indies in 2024. There was a ruthless format, that one as well, because UAE won all their group games, lost the crucial semi-final, and with it went the World Cup dreams, which was the exact same format that Nepal suffered the fate from here at this venue back in 2021 for the 2022 World Cup.
In 2023 qualifiers, Asia qualifiers, that was, Nepal lost 1 game in the group stages against Oman and played semi-final against UAE at Multani and won that, went to the final and qualified.
Yeah, and actually they lost that final, didn't they, to Oman via super over. What a game that was. Good over this one from Sadiq and an excellent diving stop. Just finding something to work with there, the UAE. As a tight over from Sadiq keeps it to 4 runs. But Nepal will be pleased with their position. It's 49 for none.
हरेक निर्माणको धड्कन युनाइटेड सिमेन्ट्स नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चपको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
स्पेशल सेलिब्रेशन्सलाई झन्नै स्पेशल बनाउने सधैँ KFC।
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
As does 5, of course. 3, you'll be in a good position, particularly with a good net run rate. There are some scenarios where if two sides kind of run away with it, a whole host of others could be tied on 2 wins apiece and actually get in with 2 wins and a good net run rate. So it's a strange one. You could win 2 games and qualify, or you could win 3 games and not, depending upon exactly how all the games go. You sense that for both Japan and Samoa this evening, for them to harbour realistic top 3 ambitions, they'll need to win tonight. That's a huge game for the 2 AAP sides that are left in the competition. As Harshit Kaushik will offer the other spin option, they'll hold back the off breaks of Dhruv Parashar. Do you feel it's must-win territory for the 2 AAP teams tonight? They've both been very impressive.
Especially Japan, they've been very impressive. They played very well against Kuwait, winning that game, and they were excellent against Nepal as well. 50 is up.
They probably, for the first 12 overs of that game against Nepal, they were favourites. An amazing position, 97 for 1. It took a miraculous fight back. Nepal bowled averagely, but Japan were just excellent. Slog sweep comes out and gets a good piece and gets it all the way for 6. That's a fine shot from Kushal Bertel.
One knee hits in front of the square on the onside. Very still head, watching the ball hitting the bat. That is what a batsman should do.
Looks like a part-time left-arm spinner, doesn't he? We saw him a little bit in the Asian Cup and in the Tri-Series with the ball, but he's in the team for his batting. Slightly unorthodox action, almost a fraction off the wrong foot, it feels like. Bit of turn on offer. This one's given, and UAE do strike. Now, I felt as though Kushal Bertel was very fortunate to survive the earlier decision from Hyder Ali, but this one has turned. So it might have been a case of kind of 2 decisions combining for one that's given out. Bertel got the first decision going his way. This time it goes the way of UAE, and Kaushik, with that little bit of unorthodoxy, he strikes.
It was a bit slow through the air, trapped right in front. Bertel, he has to go. That's plumb in front.
Yeah, I think actually it didn't turn as much as I thought at first. It's flicked to the front pad and then it's deflected off. So a very good decision. UAE, well, they desperately needed that, but they're pumped up as a consequence. Bertel is gone for 28 of 26, and it is 56 for 1.
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइ नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा छ जोशको उत्साहको मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Dressing room. Rohit Patel will come to the crease. I would have sensed a real temptation to go with a left-hander here, whether that be Kushal Malla, who plays so well against spin, or whether it be Gulshan Jah, who loves the big occasion. and can thrive under pressure and is in a real hot streak of form. I think this will just allow probably the two left-arm spinners to bowl in tandem. It's a good over despite the maximum, and a very exuberant Harshit Kaushik who fields off his own bowling. He's got the breakthrough for the UAE. Nepal have lost their first. It's 56 for 1.
Shanik, energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
लाइक गर्नु होला है, लाइकिङ गर्नु होला त्यो है, लाइक गर्नु होला है। हजुर कहाँदेखि त हेर्नुहुन्छ यसो कमेन्ट गर्नु होला है। हजुरहरूको कमेन्ट सबै फलो छ होला है।
शानदार घर वर्षों वर्ष Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
Actually, I think the head coach of Nepal, Stuart Law, wants Kulsan Jha as a role of a finisher. That is why he's coming down. I would have tempted to go with Kushal Malla, as you said, because they are two left-arm orthodox there.
Suppose the counter to that will be Dhruv Parashar probably would have come into the attack. Zahid Ali it's going to be instead to continue for his second. Oh, inside edge, good diving stop from Rahul Chopra, captain of the ODI side, remember, not the captain of the T20 team. Wickets always change things, don't they? Nepal had it all their own way for the first 6 or 7 overs. We will fight back. They'll fight back hard here.
It was an inside edge. Dive to his left, the keeper, Rahul Chopra. A bit of a lazy looking shot by Asif Sheikh, not moving his feet.
You've got to remember the heat factor. It's 31, maybe 32 degrees today. The real feel humidity I saw yesterday was 80%. Hook shot. They're out there, but it goes wide and high to his left. I think that's gone straight into the rope and could be given as a maximum. He got a good piece of it. Oh, it's given as a one bounce 4. Very close to the rope and right in front of the Nepal team dugout. Bit of an argument between the fielder in the deep who's claiming it was 4 and then the Nepal bench who are saying no, it was straight into the rope and was 6. For me, I thought that hit the rope on the full. It's impossible for the umpire. He's 70 metres away. 2-run swing.
We don't have a cushion up a third umpire in this tournament, so the fielder has been moved a bit squarer now.
I think it was the fielder who was indicating 4, whereas the Nepal dugout were saying we feel that's 6. Real point of conjecture there. If one of these sides ends up winning off the last ball by maybe, let's say, they need 4 to win off the last ball instead of 6. Oh, I tell you, I know what Nepal's social media will be doing. They will be zooming in and closing up on that replay and saying, why was that not given as a 6? I don't think you can blame the umpire because the umpire really has to take the word of whoever's out there. He's got no chance 70 metres away. We've got even less chance. We're 150 metres away. It just looked like one that cannoned straight into the rope. Given as 4, though, not as 6, as Pedal will come on to strike. And he'll get off the mark with a nicely driven single.
We actually have a cushion of a replay, but the umpires, they don't have that. They have to decide. They have to give the decision in the centre.
Yeah, and just a reminder that the reason for that is that it's consistent across all of the pathway events. So it's not as though, let's say, the Americas final had the extra coverage and extra cameras. Every single event, whether it's the sub-regional qualifiers, whether it's Cricket World Cup Challenge League in the 50-over format, whether it's a women's sub-regional or women's global qualifier event final, they won't have that ability to go to the third umpire. Pulled nicely into the gap, but no real timing. Should easily get a couple here. It's a slightly shorter side today. And that consistency then has to be applied across the board. So obviously no DRS because you need Hawkeye in place for that. An additional probably 10 more cameras than we're working with here. But also no line decisions. Sometimes you get, on slightly enhanced broadcasts, you get stumpings and runouts and boundary checks and fair catch checks, but not full DRS with the Hawkeye. We don't have either. And I know we sometimes get some questions as to why not. There has to be a consistency across the pathway events. And that's the way it is. And a reminder, of course, that we're only 4 years into this style of coverage. Only you need to go back 5, 6, 7 years where you might have struggled to get a scorecard for some of these games. So hundreds and hundreds of matches live and free on ICC TV, and great to be here with you for them. 9 have been bowled at 65 for 1.
सही खोजौं शुद्ध रोजौं मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चपको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ।
भाग्यले जहिले साथ देला या नदेला तर ई सेवा लाइफ केयरले दिनेछ। Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
3 overs. I think it was 2 from Raheed and 1 from Sadiq that only went for 11. Sheikh hits it just shy of Mohammad Wasim, whose fielding is in a different stratosphere to where it was when his career started. He's told me just how hard he's been working in the gym. He's always had good hands, but his movement now is significantly enhanced, even on a hot day like today. That was a good stop. But that death bowling, do you see a disparity in the quality between the two sides? It's always been a bit of a problem for Nepal.
It has been after Dipender Singh Hari started bowling in the death overs. One end problem has been solved, but not from the other end. Karan Keshi would have bowled in the death overs. Now it's all about Nandan Yadav, who can come and bowl in the death overs, mixing his pace.
हाम्रो लाइक आएन है हजुर लाइक आएन लाइक
Leg
आएन
side. Now they might think of a second here. Interesting that Sheikh didn't want it, possibly just showing a little bit of fatigue, Paresh, because that was the perfect kind of weight to a stroke to get back for the second and a good angle to go with it. Credit to Dhruv Parashar, who ran in very ably. But I thought there was 2 there. Real feel, Paresh, your app is brilliant. You've got to tell me what app that is. 37 degrees. Is that the humidity again that is spiking up? Humidity 73%. Temperature 31, but real feel up 37, 38. It will ease off as we get towards the second innings. Would that have been the smallest of factors when Rohit Paudel decided to bat first?
It might be. And the players, the openers, they have justified the decision by Rohit Paudel to bat first. An opening stand of 50 runs.
Helped round the corner. Not the right line from Kaushik. There's going to be a chase all the way down to the rope in vain for Rohit. That's just a nice little tickle round the corner. It's something that Rohit Paudel maybe does better than anyone in the associate game. He uses the pace from the spinners on the offside and on the leg. He's all about deflections and little contortions with the bat. Very, very clever, and 4 more runs to the total.
The bottom hand comes a bit slightly out of the bat and he works with his top hand. Either side of the wicket, the late cuts that he plays.
Again, this time it's hit better, so there's no chance of 2, so they'll just jog through for the 1. It's been a fascinating 10 overs. Every single associate El Clasico always has its ebbs and its flows and its moments for both sides. I think maybe Nepal just fractionally the happier of the 2 teams because they have 9 wickets in hand, but they'll also look like they'll want to get that run rate moving more swiftly in the second innings. We'll have a much needed break here in the commentary box. The players need the drinks even more than us. And with the score after 10 overs, Nepal 73 for 1. Don't go anywhere too far. Back in 5 minutes' time.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल MIT, an internationally recognized degree. यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
मम्मीले त्यस्तरी भने हैन, अरु चीज बस हैन, 2 PM मात्र ल्याउन।
यो क्या यो आइतन 2 PM Visuals. Red Bull presents T20 World Cup qualifiers. Nepal को विश्व कप यात्रा powered by Gyan Extra Long Grain Basmati Rice, Bajaj Pulsar and Gazab को Piro Noodles.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भरेकै रेड बुल
सही खोजौं शुद्ध रोजौं मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु भाग्यले जहिले साथ देला या नदेला तर ई सेवा लाइफ केयरले दिनेछ
एसियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला यति कार्पेट कार्पेटको शहंशाह हरेक निर्माणको धड्कन युनाइटेड सिमेन्ट्स यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला यति कार्पेट कार्पेटको
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भरेकै रेड बुल एसियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम
Instead of 6. If you do want to get in touch, use that hashtag, please. T20 World Cup. That's what we're playing for. 3 places at that T20 World Cup in February and March next year, co-hosted by India and Sri Lanka. And I can already see I'm going to call them biblical scenes if Nepal were to qualify and play in India. Now, obviously, the group placements and seedings and all of that will have to wait to be announced. I'd expect the ICC to announce those pretty swiftly after this final qualifier. We know 17 of the 20 teams that have qualified, as they will take on the second this time. Good running from Asif Sheikh. Maybe just an instruction from Stuart Law, who we saw out with the batters, that let's start to get moving. We've 9 wickets in hand. The reason it would be biblical, there would be tens, if not hundreds of thousands of Nepali people who would come across the border and try to be a part of the most amazing journey for their team.
It will be a very good thing for Nepal if Nepal qualifies for the 2026 T20 World Cup. We don't even need a visa to go to India.
It's a very porous border, isn't it? They call it one of the most porous in the world. There's a lot of kind of exchange between the two countries, very friendly relations, of course. Are you guaranteeing every game is a sellout, Paresh, for the Nepal, the 4 group games they would play?
Well, I still don't know about that, but you can make sure that many Nepalis will be in the stadium if Nepal qualifies.
I'll do it for you, Paresh. I promise you, if Nepal play their 4 group games in any part of India, well, imagine if it was Dharamshala or up in Delhi, especially so, but wherever they are in India, a sea of blue and red if they qualify. A lot of cricket to be played to get there. I'll tell you something, I've been so impressed with the likes of Japan and Qatar. I know Qatar are in a difficult position now with, in essence, 2 losses in the Super 6. Oh, inside edge and a bit of fortune for Asif Sheikh there. That could have gone anywhere. And also, don't rule out Samoa, but I think if there was to upset the apple cart, it might be the winner of tonight's contest. The 3 highest ranked sides are the 3 favourites because they carry 2 points through. Here's the inside edge. Do you think you've sat on the fence a bit, but you said those 3 teams are the likely 3 qualifiers?
Yes, that is why they've carried 2 points with them in the Super 6s. The top 3 teams with high ranking rather than the 3 teams with low ranking, tucked away on the leg side by Rohit Bordell. And talking about Asif Sheikh, the last shot, the inside edge, again, lack of feet movement.
Yeah, I think there's a fatigue factor. I know he's trying to absolutely very fit young man like so many of this Nepal squad, but he's trying to get his feet moving. But it just, when you're in this humidity, it's like your legs are sort of stuck in jelly almost. finally got back on the treadmill after seeing a few photos of myself in that shirt the other night. So when I was in the gym last night, oh God, it was like legs and jelly. I promise you that. It's not easy. And that was in the air conditioning. Inside edge. Yeah, Sheikh just going through a difficult patch here. This game is hanging in the balance, isn't it? Nepal aren't by any stretch in a comfortable enough position at the end of the 11:79 for one that they would feel as though they're ahead of the game. They'd be pleased with what they've done thus far, but the last 9 overs are critical.
They are.
हरेक निर्माणको धड्कन युनाइटेड सिमेन्ट्स नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चपको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
Panchakanya bathware. Luxury made affordable.
Big 2 overs these. Hit 2 well, so will only be the single. Again, Powell's pushing for the second. Sheikh is just starting to show signs of fatigue, understandably. You have to assess the match, don't you? You have to recognise you have 9 wickets in hand.
And talking about the fatigue, it's very, very warm out there. Diving effort there by the fielder at backward point. Dot ball. It's about Rohit Patel, what he does very swiftly. He plays the ball very late with very soft hands. And whenever he tries to hit hard, he uses his bottom hand.
Speared in this time. The boundaries have dried up a touch, haven't they? And for Nepal, they need to assess when to take risk from here. With those 9 wickets in hand, with the assets that they have to come. And if I was Stuart Law, I would be getting Gulshan Jah with the pads on.
Yeah, get 2 left-handers ready to come in.
I think you should have all options in terms of who could come in next. Other option, of course, is to say to Mala, spinners are bowling, go at it. Remember, Dhruv Parashar hasn't bowled a ball yet because there's 2 right-handers at the crease and has been throughout the innings.
Even if you talk about matchups, a left-hander batsman coming in and cut away into the gap. They're running hard, but it's not going to be the second run. Talking about the off-spinners bowling to left-handers, Kushal Malla White fancy his chances against the off-spinner as well.
Yeah, no, I think sacrificial lamb is the incorrect term, but I would send Mala in with a license to explode. Say, look, if you get caught at long on, so be it. We still have lots of wickets in hand. But what Mala has is an X factor. 12 have been bowled, 83 for 1. That's why I thought his return to the squad was so important. Just the 3 off the over. Hyder Ali continues to be, 4 off it. Really impressive. But I would be probably revving Mala.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
स्वदेश तथा विदेशमा आर्जन गर्ने शिक्षाको सम्पूर्ण खर्चको जिम्मेवारी लिन्छ आइएमई लाइफ इन्स्योरेन्सले।
आइएमई लाइफ
कमेडी गर्नु होला बोल्नु है तिमीलाई बोल्न भन्नु होला त्यस्तो बेड नबस्नु होला कमेडी गर्नु होला है साथीहरु
को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो उपाय नेपाल टप
ल भन्नु त कसले जित्छ आज गेममा कसले जित्छ
कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडी यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह
Pads on.
साथीहरु कसले जित्छ है नेपाल चाहिँ कसले जित्छ है
The 4 with the yellow vests on. Out in the sun. As Rohit Patel looks for that scoop shot, doesn't get anything on it. He's got 13 off 13. The runs are drying up here. UAE will be quietly quite satisfied with the last 3 or 4 overs.
Yeah, the last over, just 4 runs coming off Hyder Ali's ball. That was the 12th over. It's Ali who's bowling his 3rd. A touch expensive, but first ball of this over is a dot ball. Rohit Patel trying a ramp shot, but wasn't able to do so.
Yeah, thanks to our team for finding that. It's just Kushal Patel out there. I think it might be Sandeep Jura on his left. Is it behind the pole without the pads on? So that might indicate that those inside the dressing room will probably be Mala and Ja with the pads on. And yeah, you can see Kushal Patel just talking there to Gyanendra Mala. Can't quite make out who's behind the pole. Is it Sandeep Jura? It might be, is it?
I think it's Sandeep Jura, but he hasn't has his pads on.
Well, he's not going to be in next then, is he? At number 4. So, yeah, slightly concerning period of play for Nepal. Probably some discussions going on. Of course, Nick Pothas is here alongside Stuart Law, the head coach. He's done such a good job since coming in. The runs have really dried up here. And if you just look at the last 4 or 5 overs, they've gone for 8, 6, 4, and now this one's only gone for 2. There was one boundary in the 10th, and then the maximum just before Kushal Patel got out. But really, the big overs have dried up.
Rohit Paudel, he has to take calculated risks now. I overheard Nick saying to Kushal Malla, today is the day. Today is your day.
Today is his day. And yet, he's often one that comes in for a little criticism from the Nepal fans because he has an occasional glut of low scores. This one's chipped in the air, and Paudel not finding any fluency. Wasim fields athletically. The direct hit, though, is going to allow a second. Skipper probably should have held on to that. It was a very flamboyant piece and marvellous, and he says, yes, sorry, probably just as well it wasn't Junaid Siddique, the bowler.
Just chipped in front towards Milan.
The reaction as well.
Quick between the wickets, these two.
Great awareness, yeah, but just the reaction from Wasim as he threw and said, oh no, what have I done? I think even the captain is relieved that Junaid wasn't bowling there because he would have got a spray from his big fast bowler.
Fast हाम्रो नेपालको फास्ट छ सबै शेयर गर्नु होला साथीहरु शेयर गर्नु होला सबै शेयर गर्नु त ल
That makes a lot of sense for Rashid Riaz. Again, Nepal just happy to nudge it around. They will get the second this time. Throw goes to the non-striker's end. A little bit of frustration from UAE in the field and a few hands on hips out there. Neither side is ahead of the game here. These are very nervy moments, nervy exchanges in this big Associate El Clasico clash.
The strike rate of Asif Sheikh is just dropping a bit. Good running between the wickets between these two. Fairly fit guys, these Nepali players. You can see Dipendra Singh Airi, Rohit Paudel, Kushal Patel, Asif Sheikh, Gulshan Jha. Sompal Khami is also so fit.
Nicely worked again. I think there's 2 more here because it's perfectly placed. So even if the boundaries aren't coming, at least there's some good intent in between the wickets, and they've managed to find a way to get 8 off that over. Big 7 overs remain here in Muscat. It's 91 for 1.
सही खोजौं शुद्ध रोजौं मुटु
लाइक
चाहिन्छ
गर्नु होला है लाइक गर्नु होला कमेन्ट गर्नु होला साथीहरु कहाँ देख्यो त हो यसो भन्नु होला है कुन ठाउँ हो त है
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ गजबको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
MIT, an internationally recognized degree. Bagh Bazaar, Kathmandu.
मम्मीले त्यसरी भने हैन अरु चीज बस हैन 2 PM चीज मात्र ल्याउन बिर्स्यौ
यो क्या यो है त 2 PM चीज बस
Thinking. Usually do get in that question. Quite often the captain, if you do ask them that, will say, we'll assess it as we go. they rarely give you a number, or if they give you a number, it can be miles off what they're actually thinking. Dhruv Parashar will come into the attack for the first time. Does bowl off breaks, but has the ability to kind of take that little carom ball away. He's someone who's been very impressive. Again, another one of that incredible Emirati development system. Andy Russell and all the team at UAE Cricket have done a phenomenal job through all 7 of the Emirates. Slashed away behind square on the offside. Should get a couple again. they've also, it's not just the ILT20, but the development league that sits underneath that. We've seen it's Jonathan Figgy who's forced his way back in through that, at 450s consecutively he made in that competition. They have the world-class facilities. Okay, in the summer it's probably too hot, but in the winter they've got the most perfect cricketing climate. And yeah, in many ways they've got so many things going for them. Sometimes they underperform. You could argue they shouldn't be bottom of the table in Cricket World Cup League 2, for example. Good diving stop there from Kaushik. Keeps it to a dot. But there's no doubt the production line of local talent born and bred in the UAE in the last 5 or 6 years has been really impressive.
The facilities in UAE are very, very good. Just didn't release the ball in that occasion by Parashar. And talk about facilities, there's Sharjah Cricket Stadium, the ICC Academy, Dubai Sports City Stadium. We have plenty of cricket grounds there.
But the sevens as well, which is a little bit out. You've got to go quite a bit inland from the sort of fancy sites of the marina and Business Bay and the like, probably 40 minutes into the desert. Phenomenal facilities out there. Plenty of English counties go across and use those for pre-season. Up in Ajman, there's a really good cricket ground being developed. Plenty of facilities there. Good over this, and just pressure building up in a big way on Asif Sheikh. He's hit a lull in his innings. He can't get it away. He's got to get on with it or get out here. They're the two options for Asif Sheikh.
Yes, still 9 wickets remain. This is the 14th over, the last ball of the 14th over. He has to get on with the game. He's on 44 of 40.
Tries the big shots and just is going to get the nearly full maximum reward, but a sensational stop. Basil Hamid might have done himself a nuisance. He's definitely saved 6. He saves 4 runs in total, but he looks in real agony. Concerning scenes. I just wonder, is he going to be okay? He immediately went down. The doctor is sprinting across the outfield. A heroic effort from him. Looked like it was 6 all the way, didn't it? And what a stop this is. Sensational. And let's just hope he hasn't done himself such a nuisance. He looks in, Paresh, really concerning scenes. He's in the best possible hands of Dr. Manish, the long-standing team doctor for the UAE. But the reaction was a dislocated shoulder. That was my initial instinct. Trying to get a bit of movement into it. Let's hope it's only jarred. They can be the same feeling. A jarred shoulder you can recover from immediately. A dislocated one, you're in real trouble. But what a stop.
It was a definitely good effort by Hamid.
Shanik Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull. भाग्यले जहिले साथ देला या नदेला, तर ई सेवा लाइफ केयरले दिनेछ.
Panchakanya bathwear, luxury made affordable.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला. यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह.
As well, concerning scenes for the UAE, remember that was not a head injury, so he would not be allowed a concussion replacement. There is a potential, unless Hamid can recover, that, good to see him up. That's great news. It's actually his right shoulder, so it might have been the landing. Swing and a miss as Mohammad Rahid comes into the attack. Let's hope he can bat. Let's hope, more importantly, he's okay. And at least he's up on his feet. I think it's the left hand he stopped it with, but then he's landed heavily on the right shoulder.
Look at the replay here. Excellent stop. And yes, the shoulder was given weight, the whole body weight went down on his right shoulder.
You'd be concerned with the way he's holding that arm, if that makes sense. It looks a nasty injury. Rohit Paudel straight to long on, finds the man. And a disappointing innings for the skipper, could never really quite get going. He's going to have to go for 20. Easiest of catches held by the subfielder who's just come on, Mohammad Farouk. Paudel's got to go. Nepal maybe just in a spot of bother. Can't get the run rate moving the way they would like. UAE fighting back. Strikes.
It was a short ball, gave himself room, but straight to long on. Rohit Paudel had to go because they are not scoring runs. The boundary was drying up. He had to go. Again, gets out on 20s of 19 ball. Just a 4 in this innings. Just a single 4 for him.
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
साउजी
नयाँ चीज बल साको छ चाख्ने हैन
यो चीज बल हैन 2PM चीज बल दिन न साउजी
दिस वन
यस
टेक इट 2PM cheese balls
can't wait won't wait Sunfeast Dark Fantasy
They continue at this rate, they're only going to end up with 130 or 140, which they'll need to bowl and field exceptionally well to defend. Big final 5 overs after this one coming up. Can Mala make an impact in the tournament for the first time?
Identifying Kushal Malla is on strike. Rohit bowls a short ball into the body.
Great comeback from Rohit because he was, well, treated with a bit of disdain. The only benefit for the Nepal side, I know Junaid Siddique has plenty of overs left, but he's got 2, so he'll probably bowl 18 and 20. Rohit will be bowled out after this over, so there will be maybe 3 overs to target from the final 5. Mala gets off the mark, just punches that one down the ground. What will the discussion have been from Stuart Law, Nick Pothas, Skynendra Malla to Kushal Malla, the youngster? What will they have said to him going out there? Play with complete freedom, look for the boundaries from the off?
That is what the case should have been. The 3 support staff, the head coach, the batting consultant, and the assistant coach, Gyanendra Malla, they must have given freedom to Kushal Malla to go and hit the ball.
Big appeal. Has this pitched in line is the question, and I think no is the answer. Asif Sheikh's lull continues. Let's get another look here. Oh, it pitched a long way outside the leg stump. It's going to smash into middle. Doesn't matter a bit.
This is excellent bowling by Mohammad Rohit. Got a wicket of Paudel, the captain of Nepal. Now bowling dot balls. Only a single run coming off this over, the 15th.
His first 2 overs went for 20. Incredible to think of the comeback since then. It shows how much T20 can change. Great skills from the left armour. He's going to finish with the superb figures of 1 for 28. I think the UAE are on top with 5 to go. Nepal need to change something. Despite having 8 wickets in hand, the men from the Himalayas are in a spot of bother. It is 97 for 2.
हरेक निर्माणको धड्कन युनाइटेड सिमेन्ट्स
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चपको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
Asian Paints Ultimate Product Shine यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
मम्मीले त्यसरी भने हैन
He did get 50, a 9th T20 national 50, goes past 1500 T20I runs in the process. He's played nicely, but surely it's got to be Kushal Malla to the crease now. Very good bowling.
Just missed the ball completely. I think it hit the back thigh and went into rattle the stumps.
Yeah, I think that's why he was appealing. He thought that it might have been Plum LBW, which it would have been, but you don't need to appeal for the LBW.